Good morning, and welcome back to Cold Waters. I'm Captain Numpty, and here's me boat. And today's mission is an experimental one. We are in HMS Swiftsure. I think that is Sierra 126 from memory. I don't recall exactly, and I should know, but however, let's put that to one side. So we're in HMS Swiftsure. In fact, you know what? Let's just check. S126, there we go, right. Mission, twofold. Threefold actually. One, we're going to engage with some Soviet boats. We are patrolling the GI-UK gap, that's the Greenland, Iceland, United Kingdom, and Intel has told us that there's a couple of, there's 1 to 3 submarines, one of which they believe is a cruise missile carrier. A Soviet cruise missile carrier. Russian, to be fair. It's June 2002. Now, we are primarily carrying tigerfish. We don't have many spearfish. No. I think we have 4 spearfish. So our mission is to engage using tigerfish. Now, the Royal Navy is known for not having a great budget. That looks like a Yasin. That's bad news.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Game had to pick the best one for me, right?
Make
Well,
350 feet, dive I.
that's okay. We can take it out. So my Swiftsure does not carry any mosses. The black torpedoes you see at the bottom right, they are the tigerfish, and the green one, that's the spearfish. So we found one. We think that Sierra 1 is a humpback whale, and don't really have didn't have that particularly good an audio frequency on it. Yeah, good for towed array, but not for anything else. Now, if this is a Yasin, that's great. We can engage it, but it looks like it's a distance away. And tigerfish, I enjoy the weapon, but it does have some issues.
Come right to 159 Helm I.
Some of these issues are easier to deal with in this custom installation of stock Cold Waters. In dot mod, they're very difficult to cope with, but with this particular version, it should be okay. And that is, it's a quiet torpedo. It's not that quiet. It's a slow torpedo, and it is that slow. In fact, I think its speed's 35 knots. Maybe 36. This thing can also do 35 knots. Coastal dive to 2,000 feet. And got a feeling that tigerfish depth is something like 1,300 feet, but I might be wrong. Let's take a look. Doesn't say here. So spearfish is a much more capable. Yeah, looking at this, that
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 1.
Con, dive at 350 feet, dive I.
I've polished the spearfish a little bit too much. 54,000 yards seems a little far. But the tigerfish. 42.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 112.
42,000 yards might also be a little bit far for the range, but we'll leave it for now. I'm not going to worry too much about that. What we're going to try and show today is the difficulty one can have using tigerfish to engage the enemy submarines, especially if they are fast and if they can dive deep. So we'll see how well this works. I'm going to accelerate time here. Okay, he's actually
Con
traveling.
helm, steady course.
I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, he might be turning around. What's he doing? Let's head east for a bit.
Come left to 089 Helm I. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 11. Con helm, steady course.
So, dropped off the scope because the towed array was temporarily blocked by my boat in the way. So that's bad. I was hoping we would reacquire him, but we're not.
Come left to 066 Helm I.
I'm turning a little bit left. We want to point as much as...
Con helm, steady course.
as much as the towed array towards the enemy contact as we can. And I think... I don't know where he is now. Okay, if I go active, he's gonna surely fire at me, so I guess I'm gonna just...
Come right to 135.
There
Helm
he is.
aye.
Okay. Let's see. Is he moving away? He may be, but not... So, he's moving away from me, and I'm guessing he's going to be doing 8 knots, or maybe 10 knots, because distance we estimate is increasing. And that's fine, but he can still potentially hear me. His towed arrays probably can hear me. He may be cracking on. Alright. Difficult decision here to do. Let's take it out of accelerate time. I can fire at him. He's gonna hear me. And he might counterfire, and I don't think we can catch him. Our top speed is, I believe, 30 knots. He's not likely to go aggressive towards me. He's a cruise missile carrier, so his mission is not to sink me. His mission is to evade me. And the difficulty we have here is he's probably too far away to be engaged. I can fire a torpedo and keep my speed to 10 or 15 knots and try and guide it in, but I have to avoid his counterfire, which will be wire guided, and he'll be able to steer that right towards me, so I'm going to end up taking one and potentially giving him one. And that's not a good way to win a war, especially when his torpedo's chance of striking me is higher than mine, given his speed. So, we're in a bad situation here. And I'm going to make it worse by pinging actively. I think that's the best thing I want to do right now. He's towards the surface. So this is going to create a bit of a stir. We might get a few back towards us. I'm sure it will, because he's got standoff weapons. And if there are any other submarines out there, and there could be up to 2 more, they'll do the same. So let's do it.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
Right. I know exactly where he is now. And he's 8,000 yards away. I'm going to go ahead and launch.
Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir.
And
Con sonar, switching to passive. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3.
so he launched immediately, or almost immediately. Let's go ahead and notch this.
Come right to 220.
Another
Helm
one he
aye.
gets. Let's go ahead and fire that. Let's watch that torpedo leave. And let's get my speed up to 15 knots.
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye.
I'm going to get my depth down. We don't have that much depth to play with. We've got 900 feet, give or take. So this is going to get interesting. So, let's see.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 15 knots.
Passing 400 feet.
Okay, so I've told the torpedo 3 to just pursue him in a straight line. He's up to 30 knots already. He's on his way to 35. My Tigerfish can do 25 knots. It can do 35, 36 if it's in pursuit mode or target mode, but is it going to reach? I don't think it will, so he has probably gone away with it. And that means...
Con, helm, steady course.
Passing 500 feet.
I've got a big problem on my hands because I don't think I can engage successfully at this distance and reach the target. And even worse, I've got a torpedo heading towards me from the south. So let's go ahead and notch it again. I think I'm going to try and go evasive here. I don't know
Come
what
right
else is
to
targeting me.
270. Helm aye.
May as well ping it and see if I can get
Passing
something from it.
600 feet.
Let's arrest my descent. Let's see. Have I got anything from it? Give me a return. Let's drop my speed to 5 knots.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
It's going to improve the acoustic return I get on Sierra 3. They might be able to tell what
Con,
it is.
helm, steady course.
Maybe. So far, nothing. Okay, there we go.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 13.
Oh, that's
Con
bad.
maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
I don't know what that is, and I have a few seconds to try and identify it.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified
it's
as
the
submerged
All right,
submarine.
that's cool. That's not cool. All right, let's run to
Make
flank
turns for 3, 2 knots. Maneuvering aye.
because I'm in deep trouble right now. I'm up to my neck. This is not going to go well. So I'm telling these two torpedoes to essentially go active a little closer. This Yasin he's
Con sonar
he's
lost
gone.
contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 174. Contact faded.
I'd love to get a spearfish shot, but that would defeat the point of this exercise. And right now,
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
lost both wires. To be expected. And I'm going to reverse my turn.
Come right to 048. Helm aye.
Hope is that the
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 127. Contact is in the baffles.
hope is that the Akula is going to detect the incoming tigerfish and go evasive himself, and so break the wire on his torpedoes. But
Con sonar switching to passive search.
it's not looking very optimistic for HMS Swiftsure right now, as I'm under attack by two vectors.
Con helm steady course.
We know at least one of those is wire guided.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
What else does Yasin carry? I'm not so familiar with the Yasin. I think it carries all of them. Yeah, it does. Yeah, Test 71 MKEs, those are nasty. And Set 65s, those are numpty. But what's this one? Set 75, 2,000 yards seeker range. Yeah, that's bad. And you said 80s are a nasty weapon. 50 knots, 3,000 yards seeker range. Okay. It's a Mark 48, and nobody likes Mark 48s. Range, it's a little limited, but that's not going to matter because we are, what, 8,000 yards away? He's got plenty of range.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
I don't know how well the game models this, but I'm going to try and switch back to my boat view. See if we can skim the ocean bed and see if that might give me a
Passing 700 feet.
little bit of defense.
Con sonar torpedo in the water.
Yeah.
Torpedo in the water. Bearing 130.
That's bad. Okay, there are two torpedoes. Wow, we fired two. These are from the Yasin, I believe.
Passing 800 feet.
So yeah, there's two things I can try. I can try and run it into the ground, into the ocean bed, and it looks pretty flat, so there's not that much chance of doing that. Or I can try and notch and knuckle my way to get out of this thing. Oh wait, that's interesting. May have managed to... No, I don't think I have. Okay, I was hoping I should have been paying attention.
Con, knuckle formed.
Because potentially we could knuckle these things away, but I don't think I have now. Well, let's still notch them, I think, because don't forget I've got another torpedo or two or
Come
three
right
or however many
057. Helm aye.
coming from the Akula. So I gotta get away from that thing if I can.
Con helm steady course.
So right now, my objective, if I'm actually going to push it down deeper, it's possible that it's 905 feet where he is, as opposed to where those torpedoes are, as opposed to 950 feet here. Actually getting deeper as well. There's a chance I could crash these into the ocean bed. Feels a little risky doing
Passing
this,
900 feet.
but I'm out of options. Well, more or
Con,
less.
less than 50 feet below the keel.
Yep, we know. So, I mean, we're not exactly terrain following in a submarine. 5 feet away from the bottom of the ocean. This is clearly not something you want to do as a routine, and it hasn't worked. It's not worked, unfortunately. Those torpedoes are either smart enough or that they're not low enough. Alright, well, we're going to get a good view of this. I'm going to turn towards them, I'm going to knuckle away.
Con, knuckle formed.
Now, there's actually a little bit of terrain masking I can try and use in the distance here. Well, I've got a cunning plan forming. It's incredibly dangerous to be doing this, but hey, I'm out of options.
Con,
back.
knuckle formed.
I can actually go a little deeper here as well. 974 feet is the depth. Okay. $979.
Con, knuckle formed.
Uh-huh. I want to switch back to me. I don't really like what I'm seeing here. I'm going to have to crack it up as quick as I can
Con, knuckle formed.
when the depth goes from 982 feet. Oh, and they split on me. Yay. I don't see an end to
Con, sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water.
Yeah.
Bearing.
That was
2,
my
3,
surprise face.
3.
Con, knuckle formed.
So if this drops off a cliff, I'm seeing the sea depth rise 989 feet. I gotta go up a little bit.
Con, knuckle formed.
988. I'm still 5 feet away. 87. Another knuckle.
Con, knuckle formed.
981. That's just 3 feet. Yeah, it rises to my right, which is great, but
Con, knuckle formed.
cool. So knuckles is going to keep them away. But it's not.
Flooding in the torpedo room.
That's what happens when you run into the bitter bottom of the ocean. So to add insult to injury, they're not going to strike me. And we should probably abandon ship, chaps, because those holes aren't going to get any smaller. On the other hand, who wants a bigger doorway to escape? Because there's only another couple of doorways here. Alright, this is going to sting, boys. See? Another couple of doorways. There you go. Right, well, we tried, and we failed. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and perhaps I'll see you the next time. Thanks so much. Take care. Goodbye.